know, guys. Maybe Lena's turned over a new leaf and we'll... Oh, wait. What are you doing?
Oh.
Oh, no. Come on.
Oh.
What's behind you? Oh,
And then,
no.
Hey guys, my name's Dan, and today's reaction comes from Dead Meat. This is Orphan, first kill 2022 kill count, and we have our first new kill count of the new year. Happy New Year to all of you out there. This was certainly a movie that I didn't know that I needed. Things were pretty clear cut with how the first Orphan movie ended, and it's really interesting because when they go into making a sequel into a prequel, it's really hard to sort of sell the audience on there is danger for the main character, thus being her in this instance, because, you know, she died in the first movie. And how are they going to tell the story? How are they going to get us to believe that she's in actual danger, that maybe we'll forget about what happened in the events of the first movie? Well, we'll get into that and a whole lot more, because I'm sure we're going to learn plenty about this movie. Before we get into it, though, please do check all those links I have for you down in the description below. More specifically, Dead Meat's link if you haven't already. It's a great way to support the entire Dead Meat team, and a great and easy way to support me is to go right below this video, click all those buttons down there, because I'll let you see future reactions that I do, but also it's my channel to grow. Without any further ado, let's go.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies and show you how they got made. Figure maybe we should start letting newcomers know that. I'm James H. and today we're looking at Orphan First Kill, released in 2022. First Kill is a prequel to 2009's Orphan and is probably the least likely prequel ever made. If for some weird reason you're watching this video without knowing anything about the original, please go watch it. It's an amazing first-time viewing experience, and this episode will spoil what happens. This Kill Count will also, obviously, spoil Orphan First Kill, which is also worth watching unspoiled. You wouldn't think they'd be able to have surprises in this thing, but they do. And they hit hard. I've given fair warning, so let's get on with it. In the original Orphan, the big twist was that Esther Coleman, the evil orphan, was in actuality a 33-year-old Estonian woman who had a glandular disorder that left her looking like a little kid. This prequel follows Lena Klammer before the Coleman family adopted her, as she bluffs her way from an Estonian insane asylum to an orphanage in Connecticut. Instead of wondering what's up with the homicidal kid, you're wondering how long Esther can get away with it. Thankfully, the first movie screenwriters, David Leslie Johnson McGoldrick and Alex Mace, came up with a clever script to keep things interesting.
Sure did.
And directing it is William Brent Bell, whose long career in horror includes Stay Alive, The Devil Inside, and The Boy. In the first film, Esther was played by an actual child, the then 10-year-old Isabel Fuhrman. Fuhrman reprises the role in First Kill, which takes place 2 years before the first film, meaning this kid-looking adult is now being played by an actual adult.
When I played Esther originally, I was 10 years old, and I'm 23 now.
It sounds like a recipe for de-age disaster, but Bell didn't want to use CG. They instead relied on tricks that included body doubles, Frankenstein boots, eye-enlarging contacts, oversized wardrobe, and intricately designed makeup. You never quite forget Isabel Fuhrman is a grown-ass woman. The side-by-side clearly shows she's a much older human being.
She's certainly not the little girl I once knew.
But they sell her stature enough to buy it for 100 minutes, especially since we know the character's really an adult. Between the trick photography and the committed performances, Orphan First Kill is a little more fun and a lot more campy than the original. My only big complaint is with the look of it, especially early on. What the fuck is with that haze? It's worse than Screen Force filter. It's just so unfortunate to look at. But hey, as long as we can still see those kills, right? Let's get to them.
No sponsor.
The movie begins in 2007 at the Sarn Institute for, words. As Vera Farmiga learned in the first movie, this is an Estonian mental hospital where Esther was held. Oh, sorry, she's not Esther yet. She's still Lena Klammer, though her love for arts and crafts remains the same. Her new teacher Anna arrives and is walking around these dim-ass hallways when a guy runs up to make it even dimmer there. Come on, man, what's the big deal? Well, turns out we're in the middle of a Lena lockdown. Anna's almost lured into a pencil stabbing thanks to Lena's youthful appearance, but Dr. Novotny intervenes and tells the teacher what's what.
Lena may look like a child, but she is a grown woman. 31, to be exact.
Anna expresses sympathy, but the doc warns her not to let her guard down.
Lena uses her affliction as much as she suffers from it.
In fact, just recently, she posed as a child in a family whom she then killed. Wait a minute, wouldn't those people be Orphan's first kills then? I don't know, and they're just picture people, so they don't snapshot their way onto the count. Anna gets a demonstration of Lena's strong social game when she shows that she's got another patient trained to attack. Lena's also persuasive when it comes to getting scar-hiding accessories from her guard, though it helps that he's, probably a pedophile. Or at least some kind of sicko who gets off on the fact that she looks like a child.
I want to do something nice for you.
Oh!
You can come in.
The interaction is made even creepier when we see it through a security cam that uses a real kid double for Isabel Furman. The footage shows us how it's kind of, you know, supposed to look objectively in a world where Isabel Furman isn't a human being who ages. She had two child doubles, Sadie Lee and Kennedy Irwin, and helped coach them in their creepy kid acting.
My favorite part was honestly doing this with you guys. It was so cool.
She used her experience and leftover notes from the first film to keep them childlike.
Because I had to explain to them how to do these scenes in a way that wouldn't jeopardize their innocence and their wonderful childlike quality that they brought to it.
Lena steals the guy's key card and then his life, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strikes are out for first kills.
Yeah, so I don't know how I sped it up there, but when the guy was entering the room, I got like these flashbacks from a scene in this show, Scrubs. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but there is a scene in one of the episodes to where the main character is about to do something stupid, and then an opera singer sort of walks in and says, "Mistake!" Obviously much better than what I'm doing right now, but I couldn't help but have that play over and over in my head as soon as he opened the door.
Mounted kill. Lena swipes her way into an amazing trick shot and a highlight of this opening sequence. For the long take of Lena's great escape, Furman tags in and out with her doubles multiple times without cutting, alternating based on if Lena's face is seen. When it is, it's obviously Furman, but when we only see her from behind, it's a much younger double. It's done masterfully by the cam op, Furman, and her doubles Lee and Irwin.
It's
this
so
technique
good,
is
dude.
called the Texas switch and is used to transition from actors to stunt doubles in the same shot. This long take even goes into the elevator and onto the ground floor, but that's when Lena fails her stealth mission. Thankfully, she's got that murderous intern trained well, and while the guard is being attacked, Lena cuts the cams, unlocks the doors, and gets the heck out of there. Rough being this nameless guard, he gets pulped with his own billy club and dies to a subcontractor paid in candy. Lena makes it outside in time to scare Anna. "Hush, little baby, don't say a word." Foolishly, Anna does say a word. Instead of just leaving, she runs back inside, but the staff isn't able to find Lena. Wonder if she could be in Anna's back seat. Anna drives back to what I'm assuming
we'll find out in a few minutes.
Tallinn, the capital and largest city of Estonia. In reality, though, it's Winnipeg, you idiot, since the entire movie was filmed there. She gets home
Wrestling
where her
reference
trunk
too.
mysteriously pops open on its own, but she doesn't find a portable psychopath inside, since Lena's already snuck into her apartment. She has a strict no-soliciting policy. Lena makes herself at home and hops on the piano to score her own montage. Nothing like a bottle of 2-ruble Chuck. She could get used to this. In no time at all, she's Klofskying missing American girls and finds one named Esther. Yes, your adult face perfectly matches that child's. With some handwriting practice and a couple of hair ribbons, Lena is no longer, and Esther is born. Now she's ready for her ruse, her cunning attempt to trick people. Except, I feel like there's something she's forgetting. Oh yeah, Anna! She's still alive.
Sure is.
It usually takes only one.
Lena cleans up this loose end so she can go full method when it comes to being Esther. Isabel Furman originally got back in touch with Orphan's writers when she saw real life imitating their movie. In 2010, an American couple adopted a Ukrainian girl who wound up being an adult. The case eventually became a docu-mini series and of course was featured on Dr. Phil.
I guess it comes down to whether or not you are an evil psychopath demon child that's come over here to murder everybody.
To Furman's surprise, the writers already had a prequel written. They just didn't know how to make it happen. Initially, Furman only wanted to produce, and for a little while, the filmmakers did try to cast another kid as Esther. But COVID made that more difficult, and director William Brent Bell wanted Furman to reprise the role anyway, possibly due to fan encouragement.
Immediately when we announced the movie, I got death threats.
Whoa!
People were like, "You can't make this movie without Isabel Furman."
They did a screen test that went well, and Furman decided to don the pigtails once more. Instead of arranging any travel plans herself, Lee Nestor decides to get a ride by cop.
Where are your parents?
My parents are in America.
She's talking about the real Esther's family, the Albrights, who live in Connecticut, the nutmeg state. In the 4 years since their daughter Esther's disappeared, the family's been dealing with it in different ways. Father Alan is still suffering, while Mother Tricia is trying to move on.
Esther's not coming back, Alan.
She does so by focusing on their son Gunnar, who also hasn't let his younger sister's disappearance deter him.
He's living his life.
That's why he's still an all-star fencing champion. The Interpol needle drop here shows just how much Tricia loves her son. It almost veers into creepy territory. Esther's disappearance had been investigated by Detective Donin, who, after 4 long years, finally has good news for them. Their daughter is alive, and in Russia. Tricia hops on the next flight to Moscow for a loving mother-daughter reunion.
It's me. It's Mommy.
Don't worry, Mom. Esther was just waiting for a camera cut so she could hug her at proper scale.
Everything He's right now.
Everything is all bright. Except not really. Trisha notices Esther's acting weird, like calling her dad father and failing some basic family trivia about her grandma.
Oh, I can't wait to see her.
No, sweetie. She passed. Remember?
Super bathroom getaway!
Oh,
Lena
no!
spills a her-sized bottle of booze and has a private little tantrum for making a mistake like that. Aw, it's alright, Lena Esther. There, all better now. Back on American soil, Trisha tries to make Esther look slightly less like a Victorian ghost, but she ain't having it. Come on, Mom. Wouldn't want her head to fall off, would ya? Older bro Gunner is awkward around Esther, but Dad's got enough excitement for all of them.
I'm so sorry. Please, Julia.
Oh, careful, dude. As a dad, you might not want to get too huggy with her. Whenever an actor had to stand next to Furman, the solution was surprisingly simple.
And then there were all the challenges of like ridiculous tricks to make me look taller than Isabel, like these platform boots that I had to wear.
What really sells this trick and all the others is how seriously the cast takes the material.
None of the actors on set were like, this isn't gonna work. We all went all in.
They take Esther home.
Very nice.
What the fuck, Lena? How you always luck into the nicest ass houses?
I don't
Some random
know.
Missing kid on the internet, and turns out she came from here. It's a damn museum. They have
Seriously.
eggs. She puts on her Royal Rumble entrance music. That's the story of love, while she takes in the grounds and enjoys the much less hazy lighting here. Seriously, glad to be out of that institute. I
Same.
couldn't see shit. That look was intentional by director of photography Kareem Hussein, who used vintage lenses for a diffused visual style that made Furman's skin appear softer and younger. It also pays homage to an earlier era of psychological thrillers, specifically 1987's White of the Eye. Trisha takes Esther to her old child therapist, where she messes up by mistaking the doc's new bird for her old one. When it's Trisha's turn for one-on-one, Lena kids her way into eavesdropping over the two-way intercom in the office. She learns she flunked her first test.
I did notice some inconsistencies.
Esther cuts that shit short by framing a poor dopey actual kid for ripping her dress. Aw, justice for dopey actual kids.
Seriously, dude.
Perhaps Detective Donnan is on the dopey actual kid case. Back home, Esther butts heads with Gunner's butthead friends.
Hey, Tisha.
But dear old dad is just happy to have another artist around. Oh shit, this guy's an artist too? It is over for Esther. She's already planning her weird little wedding, my dude. He teaches her his signature art style, thematic relevance.
Nothing is ever just one thing, right?
And that's how we get an origin story for why she's so good at making her bedroom look like a Spencer's. That was such a minor thing in the original film, but they really ran with it for the sequel,
love that,
using it for all the marketing, and of course, the title card! Haha, got you late this time!
Yeah!
We find some news clippings about the real Esther's disappearance, but that's still too raw for Alan to talk about. She pivots to showing off her charcoal skills.
I want to draw you.
Please don't say like one of your Russian boys.
No!
Alan's concerned about what happened to Esther, but Lena gives him a little reassurance.
It wasn't what you think.
Nice of her to give him that at least. You don't want this poor dude wondering if his daughter had been sex trafficked. I don't know, guys. Maybe Lena's turned over a new leaf and will. Oh, wait. What are you doing? Oh, no. Come on. Wait, what's behind you? Oh,
and then,
never mind. Things are fucked. Trisha's Lena trying to sneak a peek at her Bible, but the little lady lets it go for now and stays focused on the long game. She finds real Esther's diary and studies up for her character work. Remember, Lena, Esther affectionately called her mother Mummy.
Hello, Mommy. Thank you, Mommy.
Yeah, you'll get there. Between the acting challenge and a cop sniffing around, Lena realizes the sweet gig might not actually be so sweet. That night, she packs up all of her belongings, and some of the family's, and gets ready to blow this pop stand. But wouldn't you know it, on her way out, she sees a hot dad playing with black lights, and that's enough to stop her. Just when she thought she was out, the sad dad pulls her back in. With his daughter back, though, this dad's not so sad anymore, and he's ready to be a husband to Trisha again. That means a return of Orphan's horny parents. All right! Remember in the first movie? They were so horny. And the Albrights outdo them here. That is a full-on hand in the box.
Yes!
Holy shit, Julia! I guess she wants him, she needs him. Oh baby, oh baby. The parents attend a fancy gala and leave Esther home with Gunner, who throws a party with his fuckwit friends. She's not invited.
He did forget the whole thing of cutting the dress because she was so jealous of Julia Stiles' character.
In your scene, go watch a movie.
Go fuck yourself.
Detective Donnan shows up,
Agreed.
sneaking around like he be doing, and saying it smells like Snoop's in town.
Smell the weed from the street.
He agrees to turn a blind eye, but before he leaves, he pokes around the place and finds some of Esther's radioactive fingerprints. Esther realizes the detective is a danger to her front, so she slips out to close the case. To cover her tracks, well, she feels like the movie hasn't been hazy enough lately, so she lets the shower run until Trisha finds it. Trisha also finds some stuff inside Lena's Bible, pictures of her husband and a souvenir stamp from an Estonian insane asylum. asylum. Well, it's good to collect things as a hobby, you know? At home,
Yeah,
Don seals his
sure.
fate by leaving a weapon out for Lena. Kinda deserves it, too. Who stabs a knife into a cutting board like that?
I don't know.
Dull as fuck, dude. He compares Lena's fingerprints to Esther's, and I hope he ain't playing Are You the One, since the result is not a match.
Nope.
You're not Esther.
Then who's the creepy kid standing right behind me? She fillets his back a
Bam,
little
bam,
and ruins a
bam,
perfectly
bam, bam.
good invisible desk, but Lena doesn't ultimately secure the kill herself.
Her mother doesn't even know.
Yeah, kid, she does.
Yep, she sure does.
Shit, what the fuck? This
Hey,
Trisha twist
she
is
is.
incredible and is met with some appropriately incredible reactions.
Honey.
The fuck are you looking at?
Before we get an explanation, Trisha makes sure Donnan is dead with a quintuple tap. Wow,
Yep,
Trisha
all the
ain't
tap.
messing around. She's quickly caught up on the present situation.
So let me get this straight. You're a grown-ass woman?
She's smart enough to figure out that if Lena didn't just rob them, she might be going after something bigger, like an inheritance or maybe even a husband. Of course, something has seemed off about Trisha's reaction to reuniting with her daughter from the very beginning. Turns out, she always knew this couldn't be her real daughter, because the real Esther was accidentally killed by Gunnar, and Mom's been covering for herself.
What was I supposed to do? Hand over the only child I had left over some sibling bullshit that went too far?
It's a twist modeled after what many suspect to be the truth in the infamous JonBenet Ramsey case. But even though Lena knows the truth now, Trisha can't exactly kill her or let her leave.
We can't have Esther disappear twice now, can we?
And so they find themselves in an Estonian standoff. The mom will keep the stranger around to cover her ass, and as a bonus, it'll keep her husband happy and healthy, and horny.
You chose this role, and now you're gonna fucking play it.
This twist is nearly as good as the first films, and happens even earlier, so we get to enjoy the fallout for longer.
Oh yeah, because like whenever they make like a sequel or prequel or whatever to the original movie, you always wonder like what sort of twist there's going to be. Is it going to be the exact same as the first? But I love how they sort of changed things up here, made the mom a psycho, made the son an accidental killer. And, you know, what we're about to find out is, like, she teaches her all these things, makes her play the part to a T to keep, you know, the husband happy.
A brilliant decision to give Esther a worthy adversary, just as sick and twisted as she is. Julia Stiles excels in the role, and really gets to have fun from here on out.
100%.
Even better is watching all the earlier scenes a second time. You can see the hidden meaning behind Trisha's shock. She's wondering who the hell this person is, and what exactly she's trying to do here.
You look like a little lady. Grown up so much.
After workshopping some alternate movie titles,
Psycho Dwarf,
Trisha takes Esther back home. She tells Gunnar about their new normal, and while he doesn't like it, she assures him it's a temporary situation.
When the time is right, we'll end it.
With coaching from her faux mom, Lena passes the second round of family trivia by dropping some deep Esther lore.
I was 6. We saw bears, and a chipmunk stole my sandwich.
Oh my god, there were so many chipmunks.
This scene shows off one of the film's smaller de-aging tricks.
I think the only, facial effect that we did is I wore contact lenses that made my eyes bigger.
Although the contacts were director Bell's idea, effects artist Doug Morrow was in charge of Furman's age-defying makeover. He ditched prosthetics early on and simplified the transformation to 40 minutes of makeup every morning. It was still enough time for Morrow and Furman to become fast friends.
Oh, that's
I would
awesome.
bring my speaker into hair and makeup, and we would play 80s music, and Doug and I would dance.
Oh, that's awesome!
We have to work.
Morrow worked on Curse of Chucky, and more recently on Violent Night, which coincidentally shares a lot of this movie's cast and stunt crew. Stephanie Sy played the flight attendant here, then would go on to be a holly jolly hit woman named Sugar Plum. While her eyes are made bigger, other parts are made smaller, as Trisha forces Lena to hobnob with her fellow snob moms. She's debuted as a debutante, prettied up in pink and playing the piano. Gunner's still uneasy about the stranger in his house, and tries to assert dominance only to get his little bitch face bitch slapped.
Do that again and I'll kill you like I killed Esther.
BAM!
This little wiener tries to say she isn't important like that, since the Albrights trace their lineage back to the Mayflower. He gets a little childish about it too.
This is America.
Don't catch you slipping now. Like everyone else in the cast, Matthew Finlan understands the assignment. He's got a few line deliveries that kill me, like when he explains away Esther's weird behavior.
She's probably tired from all that piano playing.
Tensions simmer between Lena and Trisha over Alan. Lena tries to make a move by making out with his hand, okay, but Trisha shows that she's top dog in this competition.
If you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go upstairs and fuck my husband.
Screenwriter David Coggeshall, who wrote for the Scream TV series, likes to credit Bell for this movie's dark humor, but the director cites lines like this as proof that it was always on the page. Trisha calls Lena a mutant that no man will ever love, and as payback, Lena makes her a shake that tastes a little more plaguey than usual.
Oh!
God, that is so fucking gross.
It is!
Dumps it down the garbage disposal? You're gonna dull those blades, dude! Will someone in this movie please think of the blades? The family sees him off at the train station. Lena tries to Frank Underwood Trisha, but is thwarted, and after Alan leaves,
So
is
close.
informed she done fucked up.
You think you can fucking kill me?
Lena realizes they're done playing this game, so she steals Trisha's purse and gives her fake brother a face full of pepper spray. With a flip of the bird, she's off to the races in the family Range Rover. This drive is all about self-care, baby, with a Flashdance soundtrack, a sociopathic soccer mom's lipstick, Top Gun shades, and a cigarette that she maybe found between the seats.
I love
Like
this.
season 7 Peggy Olsen. Lena's pulled over and arrested, so Trisha bails her out and starts planting the seeds of her future untimely demise.
I mean, there's constant lying and these outbursts of anger.
Back at Albright Manor, she decides it's time to disappear another Esther, but the new model catches on quick.
Fuck.
Gunnar restrains her, but a spit and a squirm lets her get away and square up for round 2 at the top of the stairs. History repeats itself with new Esther, as Gunnar accidentally throws her down the stairs.
I didn't mean to.
Accidentally kill Esther once, shame on you.
Yep.
Accidentally kill Esther twice, shame on mom. Before
Yes.
Trisha can cover for Gunnar again, she gets a call from Alan, who says he's on his way home. Since Lena's still alive and about, Gunnar tries to swashbuckle her to death with his fencing saber. He fails in his efforts to be stabby-stabby, and Lena parries with a bolt to his stomach. Then she thrusts until
With
there's
his
not
own
much
crossbow.
left to thrust into. Never knew fencing had fatalities. Trisha is not happy about her Golden Boy's defeat, so now it's mano a mamo, a showdown for who will ultimately get inside Alan's novelty boxer briefs. They tear into each other like it's the Strode-Myers title fight. And occasionally, you catch yourself thinking, yo wait, did Julia Stiles just toss a child? The fight was brought to life by the actress's stunt doubles. Furman's was Alexandra Frolinger, while Stiles was doubled by Kristen Sawatsky, who also played Federica, Lena's trained attack inmate. The chase continues as a gas fire destroys the Albright kitchen. Damn, is this place insulated with dry newspapers? It's going up faster than Mary Lou on prom night. Looks like they accomplished this, at least partially, with miniatures, which, I always love to see. Trisha corners Lena and explains how she'll cover her tracks.
The deformed freak who manipulated our grief, murdered my son, and tried to kill me.
Lena's nice enough to listen to the whole monologue before throwing herself out of the window. Such a polite young lady. A rooftop fight sees the two of them sliding down and hanging on for dear life. That's when Alan makes it home, just in time for the good son decision. Does he save his emotionally distant wife or the daughter that, gets it, man? I feel like I've seen this before in a weird mobile game ad. Trisha tries to tell him the truth about their little girl, but he's not strong enough to save them both, so she falls to the ground. Oh my god, dude, her head just fucking exploded all over the driveway. That was like a gravity-powered curb stomp or something. Wow, fucking gnarly. With bare minimum grief, Alan saves his miniature muse and is inspired to take up sculpting on the spot.
What the fuck?
This is messed up. Whole lot of emotions going on right now, I'm sure. This poor man just can't catch a break. He also can't catch the roof after he slips. So Alan joins his wife on the ground 2 stories below. He doesn't die with the same curse splat, which is simultaneously more dignified and way less cool. Single again, Lena walks back into the towering inferno and down the flaming stairs, looking kind of like the alternate ending of the first film. Better watch all that smoke inhalation, Lena. It'll age you, and you've still got to pretend to be a little girl. After all, this is a prequel, and the movie ends with her therapist vowing to find Esther a new family by placing her in an orphanage. How big was Esther's body count before she became a Coleman? Let's find out and get to the numbers.
Oh.
Cut? We're good?
Okay. Oh my god, look how short he is! I love that!
7 people died in Orphan First Kill, more than twice the victims of the first film. Of those, 5 were men and 2 were women, because that little lady was a man-eater. Rawr! We've seen this count and breakdown in 4 other properties on the kill count, half of which were just covered in the past year. With a runtime of 99 minutes, Orphan First Kill gave us a kill on average every 14.14 minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to Trisha. Sure, she just falls off a roof, but then her head pops like a pimple.
Beautiful.
That's the kind of surprise that makes kills worth counting. Double machete for lamest kill will go to the guard that gets beaten by Esther's sleeper cellmate, mostly because the guy got outsourced to death. And that's it. Orphan First Kill came out in 2022 and was nominated for Best Sequel or Remake at the Dead Meat Horror Awards last year. Another Orphan film may already be in development. I can only hope. Until next time, I'm James A. Janice. This has been the Kill Count. Thanks a lot.
All right, yeah. So I definitely really enjoyed this, and I feel like I kind of enjoyed it more than I did the original because, again, with the way they changed things up, it almost made us feel incredibly sympathetic for her character towards the end of the movie, trying to fight off the asshole brother, trying to fight off the asshole mother through like this whole thing, and it was just amazing to watch. The story was easy to follow. Sure, there was a lot of the same things like in the first one, she fought to have the husband, and just like in the second one, fought there as well. The only thing I didn't really buy too much is when her false teeth came out. I wasn't really sure why that was all of a sudden just a click in his head, like, oh, well, you must be evil now, when very easily something maybe could have happened when she was away and she had to get new teeth in or whatever, or maybe it was just the fact that she didn't say anything about it. I don't know. Outside of that, I thought this was a perfect prequel, and it was made even better considering the fact that she is much, much older now. So that's gonna do it for me here. Comment down below, let me know what did you think about Orphan First Kill. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. Please check all of those links I have for you down in the description below. And lastly, and most importantly, want to give a huge shout out to all my $5 and up supporters on Patreon: Cruising, Wilmer 310, Jordan Bird, Kester Crodage, Amber K, Raymond Bright, Joshi, Chris Curtis, Haley Machinardi, Ann Perry, Larka, Voss Cacophony, Dancing Viru, Morgan Page, Ania Silva, Christian Siebold, Marcus Florence, Alfred Frioli, and Martin Tang Christensen. And I'll see you guys next time.